The Euros have started and once again we have fighting in football. Is there just cause for it? We are on the verge in Britain of making possibly the biggest decision in years. With the EU, is this really how the most sane of us want to be represented? We have all seen the news and we have all read the newspapers. There are many people stating their cases as to why it happened. But is this really the face of people in the years to come? Is it the face of Britain in years to come? We all know how many people tarnish groups and supporters like this with the same brush. The riots in the Old Port area involved innocent people. Parents with their children got caught in the carnage. Chairs were thrown and windows were smashed. Interior Ministry spokesman was reported to have said Friday night's trouble amounted to a scuffle between fans that did not call security measures into question. It is also reported that over the weekend 1,000 police were deployed in the city as up to 70,000 England fans and 20,000 Russians arrived throughout Saturday and Friday. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but is 1,000 policemen really enough to deal with 90,000 fans? Not all of them are going to kick off, I grant you, but you never know. And aren't the police in situations like this supposed to have the upper hand? Now, bearing in mind the police may well still be a little tense, may well be extra vigilant and on their guard. Tensions are running high, considering France is still in a state of emergency after Islamist militants launched simultaneous attacks in Paris back in November. Now, I have my own views on that after research that I've done, but that is for another day. Now, as reported by the Mirror newspaper online, Stan Collymore was caught in the thick of it and streamed the riots via Periscope. The Mirror says he started the broadcast filming crowds of fans whose nationality isn't known. But in the video, he says local youths were running after Brits. Now, is it one or the other? Stan then claims the police were doing nothing after firing the gas. Yeah, they don't need to, mate. It's tear gas and it does its own job. Stan later on spoke to a journalist who was reported in saying the fighting was sparked by organised hoolies who flew from Russia to Switzerland and rented cars to evade detection. So the journalist knows their names. He obviously had a dig around in the last few minutes of the riots and managed to track down where they came from and how they got there, and managed to find the documentation that proves that they rented cars. Shit me, he is good at his job. Let's just see what Stan says on his video.
This mob of Bedford, they came from nowhere. It was orchestrated. 4 or 5 little...
A group of 300 came from nowhere, almost as though it was orchestrated. Now, I love coming up with theories and I love thinking. This has come very close to the EU referendum, and there are obviously 2 campaigns, obviously, one in and one out. Both sides will and have done anything and said anything to try and win the argument. Both sides have thousands of followers, voters, if you will, that support the campaign they believe in. Now, I'm not going to make any accusations or direct responsibility at anyone, but the thinkers among us out there probably know what I am getting at, saying what I just did. Over the last few months, maybe more, we have had a government that has taken part in fraud, from overspending to an election count, using scare tactics to obtain what they really desire. Tax evasion or avoidance, as some would see it. Paedophilia has come out as being in Parliament, and Tory MPs voting against benefits for the disabled and sick. Why does it take 22 men on a pitch to arouse the passion of some 300 men to fight for what they believe in? Now, no doubt some of them are not true supporters, but just mindless thugs that were intent on causing trouble and didn't have an interest in who wins or loses. But even then, they are still passionate. Although it's the wrong kind of passion, it's still a passion for fighting. But when your government is knowingly or unknowingly, and if it's unknowingly, they are just simply thick and stupid. They are messing up our entire country and economy. Why doesn't that get these guys passionate? Why don't they want to fight them? At a time we should be united, and I don't mean just here in Britain, I mean everywhere. Why do we continue to be divided? The more divided we all are, the easier it is for the hierarchy to pull the rug from under our feet. And with this going on, and if you are one of the ones that has taken part in this, your world will come crashing down. Fighting physically is negative. We have to be mindful and clever just like they are. Do you agree with what has been said in this video? If you do, click the thumbs up. Don't want to miss an episode? Then click subscribe. And I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon in the next upload. Chairs were frozen,